We are in Tennessee today, and we're going to be visiting a very small town called Decatur. And there in that small town is a very small family cemetery called Adams and Brickell Cemetery. There's just a few graves there. And I was on a site again. Many of you know the Thanatos Archive, post-mortem pictures. I came across this picture of a young man who had died. He was laying on a gurney in front of his house, probably a day after he died, all dressed up. And I started thinking, who was he? Where did this happen? Well, we tracked it down with Deb, and like the stories before of the Kellers, the three that were buried in the casket, and Lavina, somewhere in time, we find the stories from these intriguing old post-mortem images. And here we see that image of the original gelatin silver photo of William, the image I'd found. And again, he's laid out on that gurney with that bicycle behind him. I looked at it. It is a strikingly clear image. It feels like I'm in a time machine, and I'm looking at these details up close, studying it. That gurney with the ornamental legs and the leather handles, and William's head and back on a slight incline. Look behind him and his bicycle. It is the front porch of their house. Do you see the bottom of the rocking chair? Look closely at his shoes. High-top laced leather dress shoes, polished and neat, the style from the time. His stretched stockings and smart knickers. And the rear wheel of that bicycle, look down, the axle. It's simple, the simple single cog gear. You look at the pedals, the crank arm, the chain. And his bicycle seat, underneath we see the springs, the old springs, the way they used to do it, and the tiny little leather satchel hanging on the back. What was in there? The handlebars, the grips, the little bell still on the chrome bar. And then William's face. No expression. He looks as though he's sleeping. His face smooth and washed, his hair clean and perfect. His mouth is slightly open, as if he's been breathing in. Yes, looks like he had just fallen asleep, fast asleep. And indeed, he sleeps forever. We found a newspaper article describing the sad tale, and I'll read it. It says, "It has often been said that death loves a shining mark, and such a mark he had in him. We commemorate today in William Adams, with whom I became acquainted in infancy. I discovered a boy of rare merit and of most brilliant promise. I knew him as a man of nature knows boys, and recognized in him an honest, earnest, intelligent, and ambitious fellow. The scythe of death claimed William February 26, 1916, after an illness of 3 weeks, illness caused from an injury received from a fall. He had lived only 13 years, 1 month and 19 days. Death at any time is sad. It is a melancholy thought that a man is to die and be gone forever from the face of the earth. It is doubly sad to contemplate death when the subject is young, bright, able, and educating himself for the battle of life. And such was the case with William. He was a student of the 5th grade of the city grammar school and was one among the best of his classes. The floral offering by his teacher, grade, and school together with the attention and assistance given him during his short illness proves that he was a favorite. I feel that in the loss of such a promising boy, the poet would hardly be justified in saying that. And he writes, "Our lives are like the shadows on sunny hills that lie, or grasses in the meadows that blossom but to die. A sleep, a dream, a story by strangers quickly told, an unreminding glory of things that soon are old." Funeral services were conducted at the home Sunday morning by Reverend W.C. Patton of the Baptist Church, after which the remains were laid to rest in the family cemetery in Meigs County near Decatur. Signed, a friend. And then there was a short note published in the newspaper from William's parents. "We desire to express our heartfelt thanks for the kindness shown by our neighbors and friends during the sickness and death of our son William. They have indeed been friends, and their assistance will be held in grateful remembrance. May God's richest blessings rest upon all. Mr. and Mrs. J.B. Adams." And indeed, he sleeps forever. Well, he loved to ride that bicycle, his bicycle. I'm sure he's riding that same bike in heaven now. Rest in peace, William. Rest in peace.